As we focus on HISD's return to the classroom today, we've already seen several other districts phase in face-to-face learning. So what have we learned so far about all of this? Janelle Bluda connects the dots.
As schools continue to bring students back to classrooms during the coronavirus pandemic, we are getting an idea of how it's going. The answer appears to depend on the school. Let's connect the dots. Schools across the country reopened this fall as coronavirus continues to spread. Some opened in person, others virtually, and some did a combination of the two. And for K-12 students, the impact appears minimal. According to the COVID monitor, there have been more than 53,000 cases in those schools. While that number is not zero, statistically, it does not appear to be a huge driver of cases. For colleges and universities, it is a different story. According to analysis from USA Today, college towns made up 19 of the 25 biggest outbreaks in the country. That has created real headaches for those schools, with some being forced to shut down and have classes go virtual. Others are fighting the pandemic with massive testing programs. Experts do warn it is still too early to draw sweeping conclusions. Some districts are not reporting cases in schools, and kids are not tested at the same rates as adults. We also still don't know how well children, especially younger children, spread the virus. For kids headed back to class, they still recommend masks, social distancing, and plenty of hand washing. Connecting the dots, I'm Janelle Bluda for H-Town Rush.
Janelle, thank you. We are helping you stay up to date with the latest on your school district. All you have to do is text the word school to 713-526-1111, and we will send you back a link with helpful information.